protecting Nigeria's digital economy, the role of the government. Ladies and gentlemen, please, can we put our hands together for Japhet Johnson?
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Japhet Johnson. I'm currently the CTO and co-founder of BConta. Talking about economy, it's very important. We have been hearing about the tech, what the tech can do. But I think it's really important to understand the economy and how individuals will affect the economy. So it's going to be straightforward. So this should be the shortest presentation. Somebody did not shout amen now. All right, amen. So protecting Nigeria's digital economy, role of government. First, I want us to have this notion that everyone here is a government in his or her own capacity, right? So understand that not just for the government at the government level, but everyone in his capacity is a government. All right, so this is just a simple example to start with, understanding the economy. So this is 500 Naira note, and this is $1. So which one do you prefer here? If I'm to hand over one of these notes to you. Who's going for $1? And who's going for 500 Naira? So a lot of people are going for $1, and we are here in Nigeria. You have to even go and exchange the dollar to Naira to even spend it. So this is the first challenge we need to know in Nigeria. A lot of us have built ourselves around the concept of believing in what other nations are doing, how they are building their economy. We believe theirs is doing fine, but without studying that they also have challenges, and they are also working on those challenges to make their economy better. So this leads to two major challenges that we need to understand. That the economy has to be broken in two phases, which is your personal economy and the national economy. So if your personal economy is so bad, that means the national economy is just going to be bad. So what major countries that are striving now, what they try to do is to ensure that every one person in that country personal economy continues to grow. Okay? So what affects our personal economy is this, because most of us want to chase this. And this is not what we should be focusing on as people in a country. We should not be focused on getting cash, because cash is the least among the first or the four level of money. One, we should work on what? Credibility. Please, I might not type all this in here, but we should try to see how we can just take note of them. Work on credibility, work on your credible relationship, work on your character and competence. When you work on these four things, then automatically you are entitled to get the cash. That's why you see a lot of people don't really struggle to make money, because they are able to actually harness these four levels of wealth deep inside their system. They understand that with credibility, they will be able to go around with credible relationship, and those credible relationships will help them what? Create value. And with that, all you need to do is work on your character and build competence. So striving nations do not really force people to say, okay, just work for the money. No, they try to ensure that everyone works to build this four level of what? Of the characters, the competence, credibility, and credible relationship. So with that, the economy can continue to grow bigger and bigger. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. This is about Gucci bags. I wish you can see it. And that's Gucci bag from the other side. So which of the Gucci bag will you want to carry here? Let's be sincere now. Somebody said that Gucci bag will buy the whole market. So it's one of the things that we are having grassroots developers working on solutions, but at the end of the time, when it comes to market, we are always going to want to buy that from the other side. And that affects our economy really bad, because we are not really helping them see how they can modernize what they produce. We can't help them to see how they can improve on what they are producing. We are always looking out to go and get. That's why the Igbo man, when he produces his shoe, because he can't put chino so and so for you to buy, he goes and just tries to put either Gucci or Gucci, so that at least if you don't know how to spell Gucci, it's somehow related to Gucci and we rush to buy it. So these are challenges we are facing, and for parents, I just want us to understand this. There's something we are doing that's really going to affect the next generation, which is called financial abstraction. A lot of us have started teaching our children, or our children begin to see like money is nothing but ATM cards and phone transfers. I don't know if a lot of people have started complaining about it, because I went out with a cousin of mine and wanted to get something, and I went there and told him, man, me, I don't have money. And he was like, no, uncle, are you not with your phone or your ATM card? So I was like, is ATM card money? Or because most times they see you go to the stores, just pull out your card, and so they begin to feel that that's the money. But we are really bringing up a new generation that don't really understand creating value for money. So most times what you try to do to your children is give them hard currency to spend. I feel when they take it from them, they feel the pain, rather than giving your cards and they withdraw the payment, they see you get the card, so they just feel the card is just the money there. So financial abstraction is really affecting the economy because there's a lot of waste in it. Okay, so on this particular topic again, I want to just give an example. I think I was discussing with my wife, and we're talking about hair, because most times you just have to blend and talk about things that if it doesn't make sense to you. So I was like, okay, this hair makes sense. And I was like, how much is it? So like, this one is 150, this one is 200,000. And I knew it was turning back to like, okay, can you get me this hair of 100 and 200,000? And you have to be diplomatic. Then I was told that, okay, and when I was dating you, those hair you were using, how much were they? Like, no, those ones were not expensive. You know, them we're in school now, so it was like 20. I said, I didn't even know. So buy them again, and let's continue with that one. So we need to understand how to cut costs in this present era, because with that, we'll be able to actually build our per capita income to see how we can work on investment. So on digital economy encompasses all economic activities reliant on or significantly enhanced by the use of digital inputs, including digital technologies, digital infrastructure, and all that, and data. So all what we have been doing has been to improve the economy, but what digital economy is trying to say is we are trying to see how we can use digital input, digital data, devices to push what you are doing more faster. Okay, China recorded over 36% of growth when they started digitizing a lot of their activities. Nigeria is at a point we are saying we are recording close to 16.2% in our GDP. But you and I know a lot of things are not still moving smoothly because a lot of companies are facing a lot of challenges from policies, from attacks, cybersecurity attacks. So we find it even more difficult to digitize a lot of our products and services. But what digital economy is doing is bringing a new phase. We are going beyond just knowledge economy now. You see, knowledge economy will give you the understanding of what you need to do. How can you even approach a particular situation with information? And that's why even the NCC are going back to say we are going to communications and digital economy, not information and communications economy. So we are going to communications and digital economy, where we see businesses moving from just the normal traditional way by imputing technological use, and with that we have seen a lot of growth in revenue and profits. So digital economy just surrounds this entire job. So if you can take a picture of this, it shows everything. We are in a space where we have a lot of emerging technologies, robotics, cyber security, AR, big data analytics, artificial intelligence, IoT, cloud, 5G, and what have you. These are emerging technologies. And I was supposed to put blockchain because that's my background, but so that one CBN person will not come and take me out of here. So, but blockchain is something that is so big, and I hope we'll just have time to talk about that. But looking about cyber security is emerging, and it will help us protect a lot of these companies that are already trying to put trust to digitize everything. So what does the government have to do in this? as I've said earlier on, everyone is a government in his own capacity. But we look at the government now in the government level to say, okay, what do they need to do? Is to give policies that can help. One of the biggest challenges blockchain industry is facing now is because there's no regulations and a lot of bad news, a lot of, I think it's just bad news that have just been going around it, that you can get scammed, blah, blah, blah. So even companies to come up with solutions is becoming more difficult. But that's where we're heading to. So government should work on good policies that will help private industries to be able to come up with good solutions. And also, we should also look at how the industries can be able to provide adequate solutions that can help us solve real-time problems. So we're looking about new business models that are coming up from the fintech that has to do like with the blockchain and cryptocurrencies, digital governance, e-commerce, trade marketplaces, and what have you. This is just a nutshell. You can go through this, and I assure you, I know you guys are very knowledgeable about what I'm talking about, so I will not waste too much of time here. There are a lot of benefits because if most of these policies are put into place, definitely we are going to have a thriving economy. So I can't jump around this. It's just going to be a whole lot because we have seen China doing it, we have seen USA doing it, Israel is doing it, even our neighboring countries, Egypt is doing way, way better in digitizing their economy. So, role of the government, there are just key major players here. We have people in the government here. We have people in the industry and the institutions, that's the learning platforms. So, as I've said, we are not in, my mentor will tell me something, he said, we are already at the disadvantageous side by being a Nigerian because a lot of the policies will fight against you. But what we need from the government is they should be able to bring out policies that will help us. I'm not in a position, I know, possibly to give them advice, but I know a few people that are here have been saying this over and over again. But putting that aside, I feel people from the industry and the institutions should be able to bridge the gap. And how do we do that? How do we do that? We have a lot of people that are lecturers now. How do you encourage students to actually see the need to go into these emerging technologies? They don't need to go to 500 level, be in 500 level before they begin to see this light. Immediately they come from 100 level, how do you begin to nurture them? How do you begin to work with the university management to come up with centers that will help new students to understand that this is what you can achieve in the next 5 years. Some of them can even get their certifications before even leaving out. United States built their country through these institutions and industry. So if you go and study men that built America, they were the one that even designed the school system, not the government. They designed the school system in such a way that the school provided them with labor. So if we're having a lot of structured frameworks that the institution has to build students, then the industry will continue to do better. And I'm telling you, all what the government do, is just to get tax and get more money from the industry. So if we're able to bridge the gap between the industry and the institutions, I believe we're going to come out to build one of the best economy in Africa and in the world at large. So thank you very much.